We say the facts. We give our L's and our W's, right? So real talk, man. We put out an invite. If y'all want to talk shit, come back in the studio. We'll talk about it, or we could box about it too. Cause I'm in the gym now. You feel me? I'm feeling nice right now. I'm wired right now.
That's a box or preach, bro. That's a box or preach,
bro. So you know what? Come back to Miami. Let's box it out. Talk it out too. How about that?
But real talk, man. Like if we're gonna have this discussion, we're hotter than you niggas, straight up, and we work harder than you guys. We put out all different types of content. Yep. We ain't just out here reacting. Like, man, look, the fuck out of here, bro.
Stop.
Yo, we're not.
And later on in the video, you're saying that you want to box with me. Sort of happened that I'm going to be in the U.S. next week. You want to fucking do this shit? Let's go.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. And it looks as if there's a war breaking out among the gods, as I call it. And here you have two very popular YouTubers, Abram Preach and Fresh and Fit, who are having a back and forth, which as usual, it ultimately descends into the classic line of let's fight it out, let's box, when these things typically take place. Now, for all those who don't know and aren't aware, because this happened quite recently, Abram Preach went onto their Fresh and Fit podcast a while ago, to be fair, in which they were discussing paying for sex. Now, both parties had a difference of an opinion on the issue, which, you know, that's fine and to be expected. We're humans, we have different viewpoints. Not everyone will share your exact same views. So what actually happened is later on, which is where this came out of, Abram Preach did a further follow-up video in which they were seeking to better explain and break down exactly why they disagreed with the host's take, in particular Fresh's views, and they explain exactly point by point what they disagreed with. Links will be posted in the description box so you can take a look for it yourself and you can make your own viewpoints based on that topic. But that's not what I'm going to get into today. I'm going to talk about the aftermath from all of this, because after Abram Preach posted the video, of course, as you expected, it got back to Fresh and Fit, because I bet a lot of their followers are subbed to both channels, because I bet they both have a lot of crossover, because their content, a lot of them respond to the same type of content. So their followers will likely be the same type of people. And I already knew how they were going to react and respond, because I know the type of people who Fresh and Fit are from watching just a little bit of their shows. I've not watched a lot of their shows, but watching the little bit that I have do, I already knew how they was going to respond, and I was not disappointed or surprised at all. So let's just take a look at some of the highlights of what they was talking about, shall we?
He's getting it anyway.
I'm disappointed, man. That's all I gotta say is I'm disappointed. We opened our studio, y'all. We collab with you guys. Like there was none of that negative energy back then, and then now y'all want to come in and make a video talking smack. Yo, copping, blah, blah, blah. It's like, what?
Bro, you guys know us from the show, right? We keep it 100% real. We say the facts. We give our L's and our W's, right? So real talk, man. We put out an invite. If y'all want to talk shit, come back in the studio. We'll talk about it, or we could box about it too. Cause I'm in the gym now. You feel me? I'm feeling nice right now. I'm wired right now.
That's a box or preach, bro. That's a box or preach,
bro. You from Haiti? You from Haiti? I'm from Barbados. Go. Let's go, bro. I'm ready.
That's a box or preach. I'd like to see that.
Let's go.
I'm not even on that type of like real talk. Like honestly, I'm disappointed. At this point, I'm disappointed with them that they did that. But you know what? Hey, we're smoking y'all. We're hotter than you guys. So y'all can talk as much smack as you want. Oh, you guys are capping about. All right, nigga. We're hotter than you guys. We get more views than you. We got way less subs than you. We're destroying you guys on all metrics. And you guys been on YouTube for damn near plus a decade. Fuck out of here, man.
Amen.
So if you guys want to talk shit, let's talk about what really matters. Our numbers are better than yours. Our channel's better than yours.
Facts.
We get more views than you. We've been on less than you. We work harder than y'all niggas. We cut our hair more than you niggas. Like, yo, if y'all want to like roast,
we get more girls than y'all niggas.
More girls than y'all niggas.
Free.
Like, if y'all really want to do this, you picked a man. Fuck this shit.
Chef Hats.
Fuck out of here, man. Y'all really did it now, man.
Dusty ass niggas, bro.
Man.
How old these niggas are? 40 years old? Yo, old ass niggas too, bro. Like, bro.
Wow. These guys really are displaying their alpha qualities. But again, this is to be expected, because this is the type of behavior that they show to their audience all the time. Whenever a girl on the show, and again, they flood their shows with a lot of women, but whenever a woman on the show has a mere disagreement and doesn't bow down and kiss the ring, they are ready to pop off. And especially Myron, because this is who does it, because he does his whole Frank Castle alter ego by kicking him off the show. Now, to be fair, sometimes some of the women can be very disrespectful, which I understand you don't want to tolerate that on your own show. But isn't the whole idea of being red pill to be like completely stoic and unmoved by the whole situation, not to be, stay in your masculine frame, as they call it, not to be taken out if a woman tries and shit test you. So even when you're checking women, you're supposed to stay in your frame and not lose it. But when you look at Myron, he completely does the opposite. He shouts, he yells, he argues like a woman, kicking them out, saying all this kind of other stuff. But of course, when it comes to this situation here, the followers, they lap it up because they love it when they see these entitled women getting exactly what they deserve, even if they completely don't even follow the rules of the so-called red pill, and they completely go against how they preach, basically not even practicing what they preach. But again, that doesn't matter to their followers because, yeah, you put them in the place, yeah, you check that woman. It's always funny when I see that kind of stuff. They always love to talk about, how they don't need women on the show and all this kind of other stuff. I'm like, if you look at their channel and you sort by their view count, the highest rated videos on their channel, and the reason why they're so successful is because of what? It's basically roasting women, putting them in check. But anything related to that kind of situation, that's the highest rated videos. So I always find it interesting. And I did a video on this about how women have really built the red pill space, but that's a complete another subject. But regarding this is why, and as you can tell, I am no way near a Fresh and Fit fan in the slightest. If you like him, that's, fair play to you. But for myself, I am not a fan in the slightest. They come across as insecure, weak, overcompensating, just outright liars who have looked at the Kevin Samuels model of how to make it big by talking the way that Kevin Samuels does to women, and they have applied the exact same formula. But theirs are the roadman, grittier version. So if you see how the first version of it is Kevin Samuels and how his approach is, now, as usual, as things get big, you have other iterations which become worse and becomes more exaggerated, it becomes exasperated, and becomes a lot more hood version because they're trying to pull in the views. That's the exact same thing that they're doing. And it was evident when you looked at their response, just what kind of people they are, because they attacked everything about Abram Preach, except for the points that they made, pretty much. They talk about, you jealous because of how much views that we're getting compared to you, how much money that they're making, how much women that they get, how Preacher's wife looks. I mean, there are certain things where when you responded to somebody who just disagrees with your talking points, as a man in particular, you do not cross that line. But nope, as soon as somebody merely disagrees with their viewpoint, I mean, oh my God, how could anyone disagree? I'm pretty sure they didn't even watch the video. They just saw the fact that someone disagreed. They saw the title of the video and they thought, I'm going to go in. And that's exactly what they did. And that's the main problem and trend that I've seen, others have seen, when people make it big on YouTube. Because I remember a video from a content creator that I'm subscribed to, and he said this: don't let this online thing get to your head. Because that's what's happening here, and that's what's been happening ever since. when you see a lot of YouTubers, a lot of big, sometimes your most famous and popular YouTubers, you hear all these stories about how you see the evolution of them. They're all so humble and meek when they started out. They all want to give you your time and all this kind of other stuff. But now when it comes to when they get bigger and more famous and, they call themselves influencers, when they officially call themselves that, they become arrogant and pig-headed and disrespectful. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand sometimes when you become more famous, your time's more precious, so you get more trolls. I get that completely. So there are things where I understand why people will respond in a certain manner. And same with this situation. I could have understood if they're responding in a like manner to somebody who, if Abram Preach called them out their name, been massively disrespectful to them, talked about how they look, talked about what women they get, all this kind of other stuff. I can understand if that's what they were responding to, but they didn't. They responded like that to they were critiquing their points and the points that are made on their show. That's all Abram Preach were doing, critiquing the points. They were playing the ball and they weren't playing the man. But again, Fresh and Fit now, once they got onto it, no, because they couldn't handle their ego, couldn't handle the fact that somebody was disagreeing, particularly now when it's a bigger YouTuber. Because if it's a small YouTuber, it may not been like this, but now because Abram Preach, all of a sudden I gotta go in, as opposed to actually just looking at what was said and responding to exactly the points that were made. Because at the end of the day, that's all it needed to do. Respond to the points that were made, or even if you do disagree, because clearly they're on different viewpoints, just say, we agree to disagree. And that's all that needs to be done. But nope, here's what we have right now, and we've got a massive war brewing. So stay tuned. That's all I'm going to say. But before I end this video, I just want to leave off with this. I find it interesting. And again, when you watch the video of Fresh and Fit, how they were coming back at Abra and Preach, but they were clowning them because they have more views than they do, despite having less subscribers, and the fact of they've been on YouTube for such a shorter period of time, and they're making waves on a quicker period of time. And I thought to myself, you may be true, but what you fail to understand is that's right now, because in any field, particularly like this, which is like the entertainment type of industry, longevity will always beat a hot streak. It's like when football players have one good season and then after that, they're nowhere near to be seen. What do we call them? We call them a one-season wonder. Whereas you have players who've been doing it over such a long period of time. Your Messi, your Ronaldos, your Benzemas, your Modric. Who do we call them? What do we call them? We call them legends of the game. They are the most respected, as opposed to the ones who are there for just one season and that's it. And it's the same thing when it comes to this platform, because we've seen it so many times. These people are big today and they're not to be heard of tomorrow or the next day, the next year. You're like, whoa, where's that person gone? You're like, wow, they're struggling for views. They're trying to clout chase. They're trying to do everything to try and keep themselves relevant. So what I'm trying to say is, you may be having your season right now. Enjoy it. Congratulations. You talk about how hard you work, all that kind of other stuff. Fine, cool. Congratulations. Credit where credit is due. But don't let this online thing get to your head, because judging from the comments from, I want to say your own followers, but not just that, just the comment and the like to dislike ratio on that video alone, people are finally beginning to notice the things that for some odd reason, or I say some odd reason, I know what it is, that they overlooked in terms of your character and personality traits. Because guess what? When you do it to women, you have that Frank Castle alter ego, and yeah, I'm alpha, you can't talk to me like this, you can't do this, I ain't gonna take nothing from women. Oh yeah, it's all cool then. But again, now, for some reason, people are finally waking up and noticing exactly the type of people who you are. And again, be warned, because your season you may be having a hot season right now, but that can very well and easily dissipate, because people start to unsubscribe, people start to not listen to you, people call you a hypocrite. And I've seen a lot of YouTubers go the same way, because as they say, pride comes before the fall. And I'm sure we'll be hearing about these two back and forth often, because again, I'd be interested to see how this plays out. It's trying to set up some boxing match, all this kind of other nonsense that they'd be trying to set up. But I'd be interested to see whether an apology or how this resolves itself, because knowing how things take place, I guarantee, I say, how much are you betting that if there is an apology being offered, because there should be one, there really should be one, because at the end of the day, there was no need for Fresh and Fit to act the way they did and to say the things that they said. There's no need for it at all. So an apology is due, but I guarantee if one is to be made, it will be done behind closed doors, to save face, to make sure that they can still maintain their alpha persona, even though if they really were about that life, then what they should do is do it publicly, because what they did was publicly. That's what they should do. But we'll see. I could be wrong. I'm betting I'm not. But that's what I wanted to share today. It's such an interesting situation that's taking place right now. And yeah, just wanted to put my thoughts on that. But let me know your thoughts on this issue. Until next time, I'm out.